2018 was quite a year for a sixth-generation farmer from mid-Michigan. There's some good news for farmers impacted by the federal government shutdown, and Michigan Agricultural Commodities Chris Betts will join us with a market update. I'm Janelle Brose, and this is Farm News 5.
Farm News 5 is brought to you by Ford.
2018 was a banner year for one mid-Michigan farmer. After taking home top honors in the statewide soybean yield contest, sixth-generation Charlotte, Michigan farmer Don Stahl nabbed first place in the National Corn Growers Association annual corn yield contest with a yield of more than 477 bushels per acre.
I've been farming here in Charlotte basically all my life. My dad and my grandfather farmed them 6 generations in the area here. I spent 6 years in the Marine Corps after high school and came back here, bought this farm, and here we are. Farm a little over 2,000 acres right now. It'll probably be closer to 2,500 this spring, and it's all within 3.5 miles of home. We'll use Encirca for the nitrogen management programs, and then obviously we just monitor that throughout the year. We have our base program, and then it depends on what weather we're getting, what the growing environment is. If we can push it, we can push it. I've got drops that I put on the sprayer that I can go in and apply nutrients in season. We do a lot of variable rate application of fertilizer. Everything's grid sampled. Our irrigated's grid sampled every year, and non-irrigated's grid sampled every 2 years. Irrigated, we sample at 1 acre grids, and we apply that way because our soils are so variable here. It's been over the course of about 10 years. As we hit goals, we kind of increase little by little. 5 years ago, well, a couple of years ago, I'd have told you 500 bushels impossible in Michigan. I told you 400 bushels impossible. But we surpassed that goal, so obviously we were a little over 22 bushels from 500. So now 500 is going to be the goal.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we going to do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch no bandit run.
The Michigan Pork Producers Association is halfway through a series of meetings designed to prepare producers for a possible disease outbreak. Meetings, held in conjunction with the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development and Michigan State University Extension, took place in Frankenmuth and Coldwater this past week and will continue next week in Cassopolis and Grand Rapids. The meetings come on the heels of an African swine fever outbreak in China and several other countries.
Fortunately, we've never had African swine fever here in this country, and hopefully we never will, but we want to make sure that we're taking every step possible to keep it out. This virus is not a human health concern. Humans cannot get sick from it, even from eating pork. Pork is completely safe, but the virus can live on pork products. And so we do have some people that try to bring pork products into this country illegally. And fortunately, we do have border security with the beagles that secure the airports and make sure that they catch products. But it's amazing how many ethnic products are brought into this country on a regular basis, or at least they try to bring them in, and we're able to hopefully catch most of them, or catch all of them. We're also concerned about people traveling too. If people have traveled over to a country, China or one of the other countries that have African swine fever, they should be stopped at the border and stopped and questioned about where they were, and make sure that they're not bringing product or bringing any disease over with them.
Planning for 2019 and beyond? Foster Swift's Ag Law team offers comprehensive legal counsel for farmers and businesses.
The deadline to apply for the USDA's Market Facilitation Program has been extended due to the government shutdown, which is stretching into another week. The deadline, originally January 15th, will be extended for the same number of days FSA offices were closed once the shutdown ends. Meanwhile, according to the Michigan Soybean Association, growers who submitted applications prior to the shutdown have received their MFP assistance. With a look at the latest market activity, here is Michigan Ag Commodities' Chris Betts.
Thanks, Janelle. Soybeans fell off Thursday after CONAB reduced its Brazilian soybean production estimate less than expected. The CONAB report also left forecasted 18-19 Brazilian soy exports unchanged. Without the USDA WASDE report that had been scheduled to be released Friday, The CONAB report is some of the more concrete data trade has had to work with of late. Some chart-based selling will have added to the move as well. CONAB adjusted its Brazilian corn estimate slightly higher. Rumors of potential export business to China are lending some support, but trade is stuck in a sideways trend without much fresh info. Ethanol margins continue to struggle, but crude oil has been making a bit of a comeback over the past 2 weeks. Chicago wheat has been up a little off recent lows as the U.S. dollar is trending weaker. A warmer than normal January for U.S. winter wheat should also lend some support. For now, trade is contending with a lack of fresh fundamental news given the government shutdown. 3 days of talks between U.S. and Chinese officials concluded this week, but further talks will be needed. Progress is certainly being made, but there seems to be a roadblock around how new trade rules would be enforced. For more market information, go to michag.com. With Michigan Agricultural Commodities, I'm Chris Betts.
For more news and video, visit MichiganFarmNews.com and the Michigan Farm Bureau channel on YouTube. With Farm News 5, I'm Janelle Brose. Have a great week of farming.